He raced for 35 years or so, 30 plus years. I think it was about 35 years. Him and my dad raced. They were always in it together. So I was at the track every Saturday from as little as I can remember until he passed, and then after that, I decided I wanted to get into it. So
that got you started.
Yeah, I kind of wish that I would have got into it a little bit sooner, because that was my biggest dream, was to race my uncle. Because to me, my uncle was a legend.
To race against him.
Yep, to race against him. I'm sure I would have got whooped, but
But to be out there with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Tyler's talking about his uncle Carl Lehmann, local legend in Nevada. Raced for a lot of years, won a lot of races.
Yes, he did.
I didn't get to watch him race that much, but I was told here when he was kind of racing off and on, he could still kind of come out of retirement and still come out and get it on with these guys, and that's pretty cool. It takes a pretty good driver to do that. What was it like being around Carl as a kid? He's winning races, and
it's crazy, really, because being around my uncle, with it being my uncle, it's different than just being around somebody that just started or whatever, because you have all these people from all over the place, it seemed like, wanting to talk to him or wanting to get secrets from him or whatever, but people would come and help him, and then just try. And he was always striving to always go faster and all this stuff, and and some things he would tell you to help you out, and there's other things that he just wouldn't. But also, just his personality alone, he is just, one of a kind of person. He was just crazy. He he would just keep you on your toes at all times, but growing up with him and with him racing and everything, it was a different experience. He always had, my car, my car's a little beat up and everything. His car would not be. His car, mine's got a little bit of dents and stuff here. He would take a fender off and beat on it for 3 hours. And he'd be like, "Is this straight?" "Yeah, it looks straight." "No, it's not straight yet." And he'll just keep beating on it, And it's kind of like that right there. It's got a couple tire marks on it, but it's a straight panel. But he was very, very, very passionate about his racing and about his car, and he just loved what he did. And I'm not saying it's not hard to find, but it's kind of hard to find the same passion that he had. He lived, breathed, ate, talked racing, and it's just a different mood around him when it comes to race cars. And he knew. There's so much knowledge that he knew. Between him and my dad, there's so much knowledge in between them that it was just insane. It's just how much they knew, and how he can do the things that he did on a track, and how he could. I've been racing, and when I first went out there, I thought I had it. I was like, "Oh, this is easy." It's like, no, it's not easy. It's from sitting in the stands to going to a race car. And I'm like, "Oh, well, how did my uncle do this, so good for so long?" And then I remember, he had 30-some years experience. He's been going around in circles for this long. But yeah, just growing up around him was awesome. So yeah.
It's a change when you get in the car from watching.
Yeah.
That corner's coming pretty fast.
Yeah, and whenever I first got into it, I got this car, and when I first got into it, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't want to hit anybody. I don't want to wreck anybody. I just want to go out there. I just want to finish the race. That is my only goal. And the whole time I'm just re-saying that. I just don't want to hit anybody. I don't want to go fast. I want to keep up with everybody. But I don't want to tear anybody up, because it's a lot of money. I spent a lot of money.
Right.
And that when I first went out there, my first race, I think I finished 5th. And it was one of those deals. It's it was the first race of the year, and I went through tech and everything, and I was like, "Well, what do I got? What do I got to do?" "Oh, well, you need to add about 200 pounds." I was like, "What?" Well, it was like 100. It was 120 pounds is what it was. I'd say 200, but it was like 120 pounds. I had to change some stuff still, and I was like, well, after the race, I talked to my dad, and Dad's like, you got fifth, right? I was like, no. I was like, I thought it was way farther back. And then he goes, no, you got fifth. That's pretty good for your first time out. You didn't tear nothing up. You didn't run over anybody. He goes, that's not bad. He goes, there's a lot of people go out there and run straight into the wall.
Right.
So that made me feel a little better, But yeah, anybody can sit in the stands, and you can tell just from my standpoint, somebody that's been in a race car and somebody that hasn't. Nothing against people in the stands, but it's just like until you get into a car, you can't comprehend what's going on. There's so much you're thinking about, and it's like 90-0. It's you got to be quick on your reactions. You've got to be, you got to be respectful with everybody else driving around you.
Right.
My biggest thing is, is the wall and who is between me and the wall. And I've watched in front of me, so many people just come up and just boom, just smack into the wall. It's like, okay, I was turning this way,
Right.
But I mean, going from the stands to the car, I was super, super excited. I didn't know how to contain my inside. I was so just ready to go.
And so you started with this same car, right?
Yeah, this is exactly.
You're in the same car that
Yep.
you've started with.
Yep.
And started right into pure stock.
Yep.
And that's where you've been since. You run. So have you just ran at Nevada?
Yeah. For right now, I have. I've ran in Nevada because I kind of set goals for myself. The first year I went out there, I did okay. I didn't miss a race. I was always there. I wanted to. I ended up winning the championship my first year, and then I set goals like, hey, I'm gonna do this for another year, but I want to win. I want to win some. And so my first year I didn't win anything. My second year I didn't win anything till the very end of the year. We just changed some stuff on the car towards the end of the year, and then I started winning. Well, I believe I won my first race, and then there was 3 in a row I think I did, or there's 2, and then I skipped a race and I won another one. I think they had a special or something in there. But I ended up winning 4 that year, last year. And then I was like, well, I got 3rd in points, I got 4 wins. Okay, so next year I want to win more, but I want to be up, first, second, up there. I want to get more points. And had a little bit of a rough year this year. But, but next year I've already set goals. I already know what I want to do. It's kind of the same thing. I want to win more. I want to be more competitive. I want to be up front and stay up front, because even though I was fast a couple years ago, these guys are coming from nowhere, just left and right, and they've already got the experience, or they've found a good car, and I gotta update my stuff or whatever, or just keep up with the times, and
And that's hard to do in racing.
Yeah.
That can be hard to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of there's a lot to it. There's a lot to keeping up with these cars, keeping up with the guys in front of you, keeping up with what's going on. I mean, I've heard guys say that if you take a year out of racing, you're 5 years behind if you come back.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we didn't understand how far that we were behind, and then we started going through the car, and I'm like, well, why don't we have this? Why don't we have this? It's like, what the hell? I was like, well, that can, it's not like it's, it makes you a ton faster, but it's more performance, and it burns better, or, the car runs better, and then it's smoother and rides smoother, and we're just, little by little, we're, fixing everything and trying to make it a little bit better, and a little bit goes farther. So that's where we're at now.
So you didn't get to come to Butler any last year, did you?
No, I did not.
I was thinking you came up once or was going to or something.
I think I was going to do it. With the guys that I race with, they go to Butler. Farmer Boys, they go up there. Chris Diamond. I can't think of. I think Jimmy Smith goes up there. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Some of the fast guys from here. I'm not for sure if Sean or Matthew Hendren went. But yeah, they were all talking, hey, why don't you go up there for a weekend? Or, hey, they got, however much to win. Why don't you come up there? I've had people want to go up there. And Rob Jones, that was another one. He was very persistent, yeah. He was like, you come up here, yeah. But but yeah, they always wanted me to go up there just to race with them up there. And I wanted to, but, it was like, hey, by the time I get off work, get here, get the car loaded, get everything else loaded, it'll be 7 o'clock by the time I get up there. It'll be already racing. But my plan is this year, I have thought about going up to Butler this year. They're doing that championship thing. I don't know if they're doing it with you guys or not.
Yeah. The end of the year, 2-day race?
Well,
no, you mean I think you're referring to the pure stock thing.
Yeah, where you
the
can
race. I-49 championship, they're calling it.
Yeah. So I haven't bought into it yet because I think you got to pay like $50 for it or something like that, if I remember right. But yeah, you go up there and race, you come here and race. You go up there and race, you come here and they basically just add all your points up or whatever between the two, and then you win the championship in the year.
So you're going to have 2 track champions, or you'll have a ECS and you'll have a Nevada track champion, and then you'll also have a combined I-49 champion.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you've got the willpower and the manpower, as long as you go there, race clean and everything, I don't see a problem how you couldn't do it. I mean, the thing is, it's if you like racing a lot, I do. I love racing, but going back and forth, you got to, puts wear and tear on your car and all that stuff. So you got to think of that too. But other than that, we've thought about it. I've heavily thought about it, and I got a lot of my buddies that are wanting to do it, and I'm kind of hoping to go up there, and I may try it, 'cause I haven't actually raced Butler. I went to Butler whenever they were just opening under the new management, and I forget the guy's name, but whenever they were just redoing the track and everything, whenever it switched over, I went there and I did just a few, just like hot laps basically, and man, that track is fast. Like it was dry, and the track was still fast. And I was like, man, if I could switch a gear and just if this track was just a little tacky or, just drove, like actually raced on,
right.
I'm wondering how fast it is, but Butler's a very fast track. Nevada's a very fast track too. It's just I'm so used to Nevada that how different is Butler? I went to Butler and everybody's like, oh, it's so much bigger. And I was like, I don't think it was. Well, then I went and raced it, I went and did some laps on it. I was like, yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It seems like it had more banking in it. And it seemed like I get a little more speed, too. But I definitely want to try it out. And I'm thinking that's what I want to do this year is I want to try to at least make it over there a couple times and try it out.
Right. Me being just a 3-year driver also, it's hard for me to judge a track very good until I'm in the car on the track. And then you can kind of see, you might stand there looking at it going, oh, look at these big sweeping corners. And then you're in the car out there and you're like, oh, it's not near as big and sweeping as I thought. So
Yeah. The Butler kind of took me by surprise. I mean, when I was looking at it, it was the exact same way. I was up there looking at it in the stands. I'm like, this is no bigger than Nevada. Well, then you get in the car, and it's like when you're going in the corner, all you see is corner.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay. So you dive down into it. It's like, man, this corner's a little bit bigger. Why am I it's taking so long to get out of it? But I think it's a very competitive track. I've heard a lot about it. I've had a lot of people want me to go. And we have taken consideration. I really want to, just to try it. But it is definitely in next year. I think I'm definitely going to go there.
In the mix, going to try some different stuff out.
Yeah, because I wanted to try Springfield, which I know they got the Turkey Bowl coming up.
So you're not going to make it next weekend for the Turkey Bowl?
No. I'd like to, but I just no, I don't want to because I've never been there. And I'd rather not go there when there's going to be 400 other cars or however many. I don't know how many. I know it's a pretty good size event.
There will be a lot.
that'd be my luck. I'd be in the one pile up or something, you know,
Right.
tear everything up. I'd rather go just on a normal Saturday night and try it out.
Right, when it ain't such a big show, kind of got a little room to breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Not need to feel like you got to get out here and compete right now, right away.
Yeah.
What about so? Wheatland does their, I think that they do 1 or 2 pure stock events down there. What's your thoughts on that? Going to try to catch that this year?
I think I'm going to try to catch that because I've had a couple. Jerry Wheeler is one of them. He's been there. I've talked to him several times about it. He said it is the most fun he's ever had. I went there during the Nationals, and that track is huge. Like, it doesn't look like it, but man, it's a big track. And I watch the Nationals, and those guys are just crazy. Like, they'll go up on the high side and just let it eat. I mean, they don't care.
Right.
And it's so fast. But I talked to Jerry about it. I think Travis Farmer, I think he's went before, and I'm not for sure if Chris has went. I haven't talked to him about it, but I know Jerry has for sure. But he's always told me it's so much fun. He goes, it's a huge track, and he goes, it's pedal to the floor, just go. I mean, I've always wanted to try it, and I think they do 2 a year. I was looking at their schedule and not too long ago, and they were talking about doing more, but they didn't know how many people are going to get. So they're going to base that off of, however many they get the first time, I'm guessing.
Right.
And then they may do 2 or 3 more or something like that. Yeah.
I like that they have these classes down there. I wish that for the Midwest mods, it's a lot of weeknights that they run us, and I absolutely hate that because it's, I got slated days kind of with the wife that I need off of work through the year, and then you can't always take them days off work to go do that. And for us, I feel like they would have a better turnout if they did it on a Saturday. They'd have 40 or 50 Midwest mods down there instead of 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of like the Nationals. Whenever they do the Nationals, I know it's a whole week thing, but it's like, man, you take your 1 week off of work, just to come down here,
just to go do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's hard to do for guys, when. Especially if it's 2 or 3 times a year that you've got to try to get off work and make this stuff happen, and then too, if you're trying to race again at your local track, so then you've got to make the weekend show, and running 2 tracks a week can be hard.
Yep.
For a guy that's serious about his maintenance, and you got to be serious about your maintenance, especially these low budget teams, because if you go out here and there's something you didn't do this week, there's something that you forgot that causes damage on this car, you're in the wall. Now you have, now not tightening a bolt has cost you $1,000 because you have to repair your car.
Easily, yep. I've had that happen. Actually, I was being a little bit of a smartass to my dad, and I said, I put those U-joints in before. I learned really quick that I don't know how. I put them in, but when I put them in, I didn't squeeze it hard enough. It didn't pop the ring inside of it. So we threw it in the car, went out there, and I gave her the onions, and as soon as I did that, it blew everything apart. So it went from a $25 job to $1,000 job real quick.
Now you're ruining a yoke and a drive shaft and all kinds of more problems.
Yep, you can ruin a gear and axles. I mean, just one little clip destroyed drive shaft, transmission. The yoke and. You can. It didn't hurt the gear. We don't think. I ran it afterwards, but it's possible. You can hurt a gear. You can your axles. I mean, one little thing.
All kinds of bad stuff, and then not to mention you're going under power, and then you lose power all at once, and the guys behind you don't know that's happening.
Exactly.
We're not, and when you're in this car, you're trying to stay as close to that back bumper as you can. You're not trying to let them get away. So then when they lose power.
Yeah.
Then it can be a really bad deal. So I think that's important stuff to keep up with. So plans for 24, you're going to race Nevada.
Yep.
Going to try to get out to Butler. Going to try to go to Wheatland.
Yep. And I would like to try to go to Springfield, a few times and just try it out. And then when the Turkey Bowl does come up this late in the year, then I could go ahead and go to it and be prepared because I've already been at the track.
Have an angle on it.
Yeah, so I just kind of want to broaden my horizons on racetracks. Like I can race in Vega. I know when to brake, when to throttle. I mean, for about 99% of it, there's sometimes we throw a different setup in, and I'm pushing too hard like I used to, But just getting used to the car and everything. I would like to. The big deal with Wheatland, I would love to go. It's just the biggest problem that I've seen is people's motors letting go because it's such a big track, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to let my motor go. I mean, I don't have 6 or 7 spares like some guys do. I'm not saying that everybody does, but they have a couple spares.
Right.
But losing a motor is a big deal anymore these days. It's not. You can go to the junkyard and grab one like my uncle and my dad used to do. Grab one out of a junkyard, throw some parts in it, and have it ready in one day.
And, yeah.
Yeah, so
them guys could make some magic happen under the hood with junkyard parts.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't have that forte.
Yeah. They're like I said, they're very intelligent. They've done some crazy stuff with very minimal things. So it was kind of cool to even like listen to my dad's stories. I mean, he could sit here all day and tell you stories about both of them, and it's just like, man, you guys did a lot of stuff.
We'll have to see if we can get him on here one of these days.
Oh, he might. Yeah, he might.
I don't know if he would or wouldn't, but I don't know. I can't read him. He's a hard one to read.
Yeah.
He's something else.
Yeah, he may say, yeah, that's all right one day, and the next day he'll be like, oh, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, not want nothing to do with it. So
yeah.
We may have to see if that's somebody we can get on here to talk to.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to people? Anything we might have left out you want to tell people about?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just kind of thinking about the car and stuff, and
got some people you need to thank been there with you along the way since you started.
Oh man, so many people. My dad he puts up with me. He's a very big supporter. My mom is, oh man, my mom is awesome. She will she'll do anything to make sure everything's ready or whatever. I just come to the point, a lot of people make fun of me, but I just come to the point now, I have my helmet and I just hand it to her. And she'll spray it down, she'll wipe it down, she'll put tear-offs on it. Like, I don't have to say anything to her. Like, she knows, and she'll be like, is this my job now? Blah, 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 My mom gives me hell all the time. But if I do that to somebody else, she'll be like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's not the same. Here, Mom. But, yeah, I mean, my mom is awesome. She, if I get frustrated, my mom's there to hey, it's okay. It's okay. Don't go beat him up. It's fine.
And that's important too, because 99% of the time, frustration in these cars ends badly.
Oh man!
Whether it's driving, whether it's anger, passion, after the fact, 99% of the time it ends badly. Mm-hmm. It's very rare that, and it's happened. I'm not saying it hasn't. I've seen guys get mad, put the car up top, pass everybody, win the race, never look back. Yeah. And of course, then they ain't mad no more when they get out of the car.
Like, oh yeah, well, yeah, you guys pissed me off for a minute, but I'm good now. Yeah.
But normally that frustration in these cars is something that you have to fight all the time, and it's a learning process. In 3 years of driving, it's an absolute learning process, because you can't. Well, I mean, it goes back to the smooth is fast. Mm-hmm. So when you're smooth in this car, it feels slow. You feel slow.
But you
get off the track, and your buddies and your people watching you are like, "Oh, holy crap!" What? And you're like, "That felt like the slowest laps I've turned all year."
Mm-hmm. But you're actually not, because
right.
Because the guys behind you are blowing their tires off, trying to keep up with you.
Right.
And you're cruising.
And that's what I've found, that I've been frustrated, and that's exactly what's happening. You're coming out of the corner trying to do more than you can on the track that you're provided, but you're frustrated, so you're hanging a leg in it harder than you should, blowing the tires off. There's lots that goes on with being frustrated. So that's good to have her in your corner to help with that.
Yeah. She helps me a lot. My stepdad helps me a lot. I mean, like putting these wraps on and stuff. He's so OCD. Like, I mean, these are like perfect. Like we put our own wraps on. We have them made by H3, which he has to deal with me, and I'm so picky. I am so picky. H3 Joe that works there, he showed me every year he makes about 6 templates and sends them all to me. I'd be like, I don't like them. Okay, well here's another one. Okay, I like that one. You know, he just, now he's getting to where he knows me. And he goes, man, you are the pickiest person. I'm like, I know, but look at the car, looks awesome, you know. And last year, he did an awesome job. It was black with checkers and had like ghost flames in it and stuff. It was sweet.
Yeah, it was really good looking car.
And next year, I was like, I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. He goes, oh, so what do you think? And I said, I don't know, throw a little pizzazz in there. He goes, oh. He's like, so you want to change it? I'm like, yeah. But I don't know how drastic it'll be, but he is awesome. I mean,
Joe does good work.
Yes,
he cares about how guys feel about their car.
Mm-hmm. Just like in your car, like the number, the thing you have in the middle of your Scorpion, isn't it? And so I really liked that. So in my uncle's car, that one right there, see the face in it?
Yep.
Then that one right there, I wanted to put that face inside of this number. And just have it reflect. And he's like, man, I don't know. He goes,
something for the future, maybe.
Yeah. He's like, let's wait till next year. He goes, because you got so much going on this car. He goes, wait till next year. I was like, all right.
Yeah, if you kind of simplify the rest of the car.
Yeah, and that's what he said.
To that.
That's what he said. He goes, you got so much going on. He goes, you got to calm it down. I'm like, all right, but. Yeah, Joe's really good. You know, my stepdad, like I said, he helps me with it. I mean, a big thing is you know my body work on here, and my stepdad will come in. Me and him, we'll put straps in. We'll bend stuff back out. We'll straighten stuff. We'll whatever, and to make it look good again, and it's all braced up again. And he helps me a lot. And like if there's something going on at the track, he'll. Hey, what do we need? Hey, what do we need? Bring the jack out, or what do we got to do? Take tire off. He's very helpful, and he's super smart. Hey, instead of doing it like this, let's try this. And all right, let's try it. But he helps me out. My mom helps me out a lot. She also makes a lot of TikTok videos in my car too, which I try to do the whole TikTok, and I'll find a cool one on there, and I throw like the same 5 pictures I have the previous 8 TikToks I've done. So, and my mom will go on there, and she's already got more followers than me, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I'll send you ideas, make it happen, and she's awesome. Yeah, she's a huge support. Which my stepdad is Hutchison. Residential painting services. I got H3 on here. Red Barn Firearms. That is my bigger sponsor. Very, very nice people. They are out of Collins. They are super nice people. They sell guns and stuff, and they're just kind of like just your normal people. It's my sister's boyfriend. It's his. So
a little family connection.
Yeah,
but at any rate, buy guns, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy lots of guns.
Oh, they have sales all the time. Very good ones too. But yeah, it's his parents that run it, and super nice people. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll sponsor, but we want to be on the hood and the door. And I was like, all right, I'll just put guns on it. I don't care. Don't bother me none.
Right. That's a good one to have, a gun shop.
Yep. And actually, that graphic right there, Joe made. That is 100% him. He redid it, and basically I showed it to them. They're like, oh, that is sweet, but yeah, he did that. They're super nice people. They've come to racing, and they've watched a few times and all that good stuff. And then I've got Junior Summers, which is a family friend, which if kind of in the same thing, family and stuff. he's a family friend. He mows yards and stuff like that, and he helps out every now and then. He'd be like, "Oh, here's some money for tires." All right, thanks. But he helps out. If I'm underneath the car and he sees me, he'll dive underneath the car too. Hey, what do you need? Hey, what do you need? Or Alex, his boy. Hey, you need something? What's going on? I'll grab this or whatever. Very helpful. I mean, I've known Junior my whole life, so it helps out a little bit. And then I got D3, which them Dowdies, man, I don't know. I can't stand. I'm just kidding. So Trey Dowdy and Stacy Dowdy, I'm pretty sure I'm like the golden child. So, it's kind of fun. But I really, really enjoy them. They help me out any way I can. If I need something, they have it. I can have it. It's just, hey, here's a wheel. Come back whenever. I don't care. Have fun.
Right.
But
kind of a racers for racers.
Yeah.
Trey's been in racing a long time.
Yeah,
D3 Racing Supply. He opened it up this last year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Doing some parts, doing something local up there, and trying to provide guys with stuff that we need quickly.
Yep. Yeah, he's a very good guy. I mean, he from day one basically he's always helped me. I mean, I didn't even ask him. He was just he kind of helped me a couple times, and I talked to Dad, and I was like, hey, Trey Dowdy, and he's like, oh yeah. He goes, he's a very good guy. Just don't make him mad. I was like, okay. He's a big guy, all right. But if I borrowed something, I always took it back. That's how I always am.
It seems like there's a lot of that in racing where anybody, if I know you bring it back, you can use anything out of my trailer.
Exactly, yep.
I mean, I don't have, it is what it is. That's what we're all here for. We're here to race. If I know I can help you get on the track or even be faster on the track, I want to do that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I have no problems with that either. If I have something and you want to borrow it, use it, I don't care if it's a part, or, an A-arm or trailing arm or a spring, that's fine.
Let's go racing.
Yeah, I want to race you, but, at the end of the race, I need that back, or you go buy me a new one, or whatever.
Yeah, that's my spare.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be a $5 part, but it's my spare. It's what I got for backup.
Yeah.
And some of a collection of stuff, it takes time to get this stuff.
Oh, man.
Especially when, you don't have a big budget, so when you order a ball joint, all I can afford to order is this one.
Yeah.
I know there's a chance I could go out here this week and snap that sucker off and need another one, but I don't have enough money for more than one.
Yeah, that's right. That's like when I started out. So a lot of people think that when I started out, I had it all. I had nothing because after my uncle passed, my dad said, I'm done. Like, I'm going to sell it all. He sold it all. So when he sold everything, whenever I started back up, I had started from nothing. So I had to buy my own air compressor, my own impacts, my own tools, parts, whatever. Of course, I had help along the way. Dad did help a little bit. Not extremely, not a lot. He didn't go out, hey, here's $10,000, go have fun. It was not like that. It was like, here's some tools that you absolutely need, and I didn't even know what they were. So he's like, you need this and this and this, and he's like, you will use them. He goes, I understand you don't understand how to use them yet. I'll show you later, whatever. I'm like, okay. I was just terrified when I first started racing. And, but yeah, when I first started, I was that budget guy. I mean, I was, well, if I bend this on my spindle, can I buy one, or can I buy two, or can I buy three? And you look at the price, I can buy one. Okay, so we don't need to change that yet. It ain't bent enough, Yeah, because, man, those 3-piece spindles, that arm that comes out, that aluminum one, geez, I've been those so many times. And it's like to the point where I'll get down to measure it, and I'll be like, yeah, it's fine, it's not, we'll reset the toe and all that stuff.
And live with the bend.
Yeah, we'll just live with it for a couple and then when it's like way off, it's like, yeah, it's time to change it now, because you don't want the bolt to snap off in there because you'll never get it out. But, yeah, I completely understand that. And like you said, like with Trey, he knew where I was coming from. I just started. He knew my dad. Everybody knows my dad, and he knew my uncle, and he raced with them, Jeff Dowdy, all the, they know my family. And after I talked to him, I was like, "Hey, next year, can I go ahead and can I get a sponsor from you?" "Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if I even like you today or not." And he always messed with me all the time. And I ended up getting his sponsorship, which was Dowdy's Toe. And then this year, I went to D3 Racing, so I guess I upgraded. I don't know. But I went to D3, and then, like I said, we've called them. Hey, we need this. You got one? Yeah, I've got one. When do you need it? Oh, I need it tomorrow. All right, I'll be down that way, or what? We'll figure it out. He's
pretty handy.
Yeah, he's one of those people you can call at 11 o'clock at night. He'll answer. I don't do that often. Sometimes he calls me.
He's a racer too, so so he's probably up thinking racing, either reliving a nightmare or trying to figure out a dream. I mean, that's kind of the way thinking racing goes. You're always one way or the other trying to figure something out. So, well, Tyler, it was really great to sit and talk with you.
Yeah.
I hope that we will see you around in 2024.
Oh yeah.
And maybe we'll catch back up with you and see how that goes. So, before you guys go, I want Shannon to show you guys his trunk.
Oh,
this trunk lid is so awesome.